The city of Los Angeles did not have an NFL team from 1995 to 2015. That is until the Rams moved there in that year and the Chargers moved from San Diego at the end of that same season. Los Angeles is the city of stars and is looking that is fitting the theme as these two NFL teams are getting absolutely loaded. The Rams are coming off a Super Bowl victory and they had the philosophy, fuck them picks, that even GM Les Snead wore to represent in the t-shirt. Well, it paid off, and even though they lost Von Miller, and then they are more than likely losing Troy Reeder and OBJ, who were huge for them during the season. They might even lose more. But they're still loaded with Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, Aaron Donald, and Jalen Ramsey. But we look to the other side of SoFi now, and we see Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen, Joey Bosa, and new additions Khalil Mack and JC Jackson. And with the Chargers still $23 million under the cap, looking to capitalize on Justin Herbert's rookie contract, might even make more moves this offseason, like getting someone like Bobby Wagner. But the Chargers making this huge push with arguably a top 5 quarterback, is there a legitimate conversation who has the best team in LA now? And we can now say that the Chargers have probably had the best offseason out of any team in the NFL so far. Well, let's look at the Chargers' new acquisitions and look at some of their film and then explain why this is so massive for the Chargers. There's a lot to get into, so let's check out the film. And we're going to start with JC Jackson, because having a true number one traveling corner can be one of the most important things on your defense, maybe outside of pass rusher, and we'll get to Khalil in a second. But that's why I was so confused when the Patriots let him go. I understand why they let Gilmore go, because they were going to have to pay JC Jackson eventually, but they let him go as well, so it looks like it's just all good for the Chargers as of now. But let's look at some plays like this matchup against the Dallas Cowboys, where we see JC Jackson at the bottom of your screen working on CeeDee Lamb, and this is man-to-man press coverage. And look at this. This is exactly what the Cowboys are wanting. This is exactly what they're going to do. CeeDee Lamb, a true number one receiver, a great route runner and technician. This should be a huge advantage for the Cowboys, and he actually does a lot of things right that I preach on this channel. His release is really, really good. It's with purpose. He gets inside leverage, and he's going to do an in-breaking route. He stair steps the top of his route, and once he comes to the top of the screen, JC Jackson is right on his back hip, not knowing what route he's going to run, but being able to run right with him. He's not going to take the risk to try and undercut this route, but what he makes you do is say, Dak Prescott, you're going to have to throw an absolute perfect ball. And he puts it on his front shoulder, but he doesn't do a perfect job putting it out in front of him, so he's going to be able to break up this pass. So this is what a number one traveling corner does. When you have absolutely no advantage on the play against the other team's best receiver, you can still lock it down and get a pass breakup like he did on this play. And now here he is at the bottom of your screen working on the opposite side of the field now against Amari Cooper, and this is a no-read play. Dak Prescott seeing single high safety. He knows this is press man-to-man coverage, and Amari Cooper is going to go up the sidelines, and we see this so often with Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. When you have your number one receiver in press man coverage, this is where he's going with the ball. So he's just going to look off the safety or make sure he's not going over the top of this, and then he's just going to let it rip, because this is so advantageous, because you're able to do back shoulder throws, because you can just put it over the top. But JC Jackson has great technique, has enough speed to run yard for yard with Amari Cooper, but he also stays on his back hip. He's not going to get too far in front of him, so Dak Prescott tries to put it over the top, but he's also taking away the back shoulder fade. This ball goes up in the air, he gets his hands on it, actually drops this pick. He had 8 picks on the year, probably could have had another one right here, but this is what he does when it's absolutely a no-brainer read. He's able to make the most of it for his team. And now we're going to see him man-to-man against the Jets, and I swear it just looks like he knows the route better than the receiver. He has great concept of tendencies. He's a very smart player, which we're going to see in a couple plays coming up here, but he's able to open field turn, and as the receiver makes his break without hesitation, he is right on his hip and is able to undercut this route and get the interception on this play. And doing this allows you to send more blitzes because you can hold up on the back end in man-to-man coverage. So having a true number one travel corner is incredibly important. And I said he's a smart football player. Watch him. Emmanuel Sanders is going to get this ball. Not only does this speak to his football instincts, but he watches so much film. That's what makes Jalen Ramsey so good, because yes, he's incredibly talented, but he's also one of the smartest corners in the league. And watching film recognition, he's even, before this ball is snapped, he's coming up because he knows what play is coming. Being able to stop Emmanuel Sanders in the backfield is enormous, and this speaks volumes to how much film he studies. And also on a play like this on 3rd and medium with he has Stefon Diggs on him, this was the matchup in the division all year long. And not only does he know that they need to get 5 or 6 yards to pick up the first down, but he also knows that there's like 30-mile-an-hour winds and they're sending a blitz, so it's unlikely that they're going to be able to have time for a double move. So when Stefon Diggs breaks up the field, as soon as he's going to make a cut, he knows that that's where they're going with the ball. He's able to get out in front of it and break it up, and we can see a better look at it here, get a look at his technique. Just absolutely flawless technique, and this is what you want on a number 1 receiver, because we see when number 1 receivers have a one-on-one matchup in 3rd and short, it is almost automatically a first down, but not when you're working with a guy like J.C. Jackson. And in the NFL, you are going to get got, but with a number 1 corner like JC, it is going to have to be a perfect ball, and he's going to have to make some sort of uncharacteristic mistake like he does here, staying on Stefon Diggs' top back shoulder. He's in perfect position to break up this pass right here, but just kind of loses the ball in the air, forces Josh Allen to make an absolutely perfect back shoulder throw in 30-mile-an-hour winds. But I absolutely love this because his positioning on this is perfect. He can't get it over the top. He's going to have to throw it perfect back shoulder, and you cannot consistently do this if you're wanting to win the game. Now, getting Khalil Mack to pair him up with Joey Bosa might have been the steal of the entire offseason, because Khalil Mack, even at his age, is still lightning in the bottle and can get the quarterback in a ton of ways. Even though he was injury-ridden, he was still an impact player, getting 1 to 2 sacks almost in every single game he played in. And I would just like to say, looking forward to the future for the draft, I would love to see them get Jordan Davis. Oh my goodness. We saw this with Aaron Donald when he was paired up with Leonard Floyd and Von Miller on the outside. Just the absolute mayhem they were able to cause. But he has a really, really good inside move. He's so quick off the outside. Has some of the best hands in the entire league. And we're going to be seeing up here in a second, he can absolutely manhandle grown men. This is Tristan Wirfs, one of the best tackles in the entire NFL. Get past, get through Tom Brady, and then with one arm just throw him to the ground. This guy is an absolute unit. But pairing him with Joey Bosa, what this does is this is going to give him such great matchups all over the field. He's going to get one-on-one matchups. We see he can go inside, he can go outside, and with his manhandling ability, he can bull rush the quarterback with ease and get after you in a hurry. And what this does is this pairs so well with J.C. Jackson on the back end, with Asante Samuel Jr., who's a good corner, being able to pair with him up on the other side, but not on the best team's receiver. If the rush is going to get there even faster, they won't have to hold up as long, and the coverage is going to be that much better. It is very reminiscent of what the Rams had last year, with Jalen Ramsey holding up on the back end, with Aaron Donald, Leonard Floyd, and Von Miller coming in. So the Chargers are looking to have an absolutely stacked defense. And yes, Khalil Mack is coming off an injury, but we cannot forget how dominant he was just a season prior. Out of the NFL's top 100, out of any single position, he was number 23 in the entire NFL. This is the kind of impact he makes, and the Chargers being able to get him to pair him up with this young core, and he's still young enough that they can keep him on for a few years if the cap allows it, which we all know the salary cap is absolutely fake at this point. This is what makes the defense so excitable. And we can talk about the offensive side of the ball. Justin Herbert is obviously insane, but I love Brandon Staley, and I'm super excited to see him and Justin and what they do with this Chargers team in year 2 together. And the Chargers' ultra-aggressive nature for going on 4th down, I absolutely love, because in an AFC that is literally 13 teams could make the playoffs, this gives the Chargers an edge if they come into any game going in hot. They have the quarterback to do it, and last year they emphasized the offensive line, and now they have the offensive line to do it. And they have the weapons at the receiver position to do it, and they have the draft picks to add even more as well. And now they have the defense to back it up. And it goes both ways. They don't have to be as ultra aggressive if they don't want to do, because they'll have faith in their defense to hold up, or they can be even more aggressive at times, knowing that their defense will likely hold up and get the ball back for them, or at least hold the offense to 3. I am super excited for this Chargers season, and right now I arguably think they have the best offense season out of anyone and improved more than any team, up there with the Denver Broncos. But let me know what you guys think. That's what I think about the Chargers. Make sure to like this video if you like videos like these. Make sure to comment down below what you think about the Chargers offseason and them adding J.C. Jackson and Khalil Mack. And make sure to subscribe if you enjoy daily sports content. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you so much for checking out the channel. And as always, I will see you all tomorrow. Peace!